Hello Foot Geeks fans! CJ here with Dr. Heather Vander Geest from Divine Elements, and today we want to talk about ankle pain or ankle injuries for that matter. You know, it could be a sports injury.
Yep.
It could be maybe an ankle twist just walking down the street, you know, or it could be arthritis.
Absolutely. Yeah, so there's many ways, and ankles are a very common one that I see coming into the clinic. I treat a lot of chronic and acute pain injuries, and yeah, ankles are one that it's so easy. I think pretty much everyone watching this video either knows somebody that sprained an ankle or has probably sprained an ankle themselves. So when we sprain an ankle, usually we kind of roll our ankle out and the inside of our foot goes in, and that's called an inversion inversion ankle sprain. and with that, there's 3 ligaments that usually get stretched, or if it's a bad enough sprain, you can actually get some tearing in those ligaments. Mm-hmm. So when people come to see me, it may be acutely, or it may be that they just have done this over and over again. They're walking down the street in flat shoes and they roll their ankle on what seems to be nothing, but it becomes more and more common, and the more stretched out those ligaments are, the easier it is to sprain that ankle or to roll that ankle, because those ligaments aren't holding tight anymore.
Yeah, which is one reason why if you've had an inversion sprain that caused potentially the anterior talofibular ligament to get, sprained, it's already weakened, so it's more likely for you to re-injure it again shortly thereafter, right? Especially if you're active and you do a lot of sports. So today we want to really talk about and touch base on, okay, how do you, improve stability in that ankle after the ankle sprain?
Absolutely. So some of it comes down to making sure that you're getting good circulation in that area. So after you've sprained it, there's going to be a lot of swelling, which we need to deal with the swelling, and then as it's coming down,
So how do you deal with the swelling? Is it still ice?
Yeah, so using ice, especially at the beginning, but after about 48 to 72 hours, ice is done now.
Yeah.
You still need to keep it elevated in order to kind of bring that extra fluid that has caused the swelling in the foot back up towards the heart so that the body can deal with it.
Yeah.
But then after that, that's when we're wanting to get into other types of treatments. So whether that be acupuncture into that area, or adding some I wouldn't adjust at that time. I would wait till it has kind of healed up a little bit more. But if it becomes something chronic and people are coming in saying, how do I prevent these ankle sprains from happening again? That's where I might do an adjustment to make sure that the ankle is sitting properly. Mm-hmm. And because if it's not, then it's a lot easier to kind of twist it again. So I'll adjust it, then I might do some soft tissue work in which I'll kind of break up any muscle adhesions that are kind of holding on to, it may not be in the right spot, but holding on to try and prevent that ankle from rolling again. Uh-huh. And then next I may actually add some Prolotherapy, and Prolotherapy works great for ankle injuries. Ankles are one that, because those ligaments are so easily stretched, Prolotherapy helps to kind of tighten them up. And what we're using in there is a dextrose solution as well as procaine, which is an anesthetic. And when we inject that into the area, first of all, using the needle to do it, it brings stimulation to that area, so there's more blood circulation. Yeah. And the dextrose helps to act as a slight inflammatory, just like when you first sprained your ankle, it gets inflamed. This is controlled inflammation into that area where there may not be a lot of circulation or blood flow. Ligaments and tendons don't seem to get the same amount of blood flow as our muscles do on a daily basis. So we're trying to promote that inflammation so that it triggers the body to bring that awareness to the area, to also tighten up those ligaments.
And would you inject right into the ligament, is the idea?
Yeah, I inject into the ligaments, tendons, and also into the joint around the area to just make sure that there's that controlled inflammation so that the body knows that that's an area that needs to heal. And adding that little bit of sugar solution helps to tighten up those ligaments so that they're not as loose and it's less likely to roll the ankle.
Okay, so basically just tries to encourage the natural healing function of the body to help itself, right?
Absolutely. And again, not just those treatments, but making sure that your nutrition is on point after an injury. It's so important. I know it's easy to just be like, I don't feel well, I've just hurt myself, I'm gonna eat more junk food. That is definitely the time to eat the healthiest food that you can, because that's when your body is needing all those nutrients to help heal. And that's the time that you're going to be like, those nutrients that you're providing to the body are what's actually supporting that injury.
Yeah. Well, because I mean, if the tissue rebuilds itself, it rebuilds itself based on whatever you put into it, right?
Absolutely.
So it will take those nutrients and then obviously place them into that area, right?
Yeah. And you're trying to decrease the inflammation. So taking out inflammatory foods like fried foods, taking out sugar, taking out the wheat and the gluten. It doesn't have to be forever and like you can never eat it again, but especially
she's a mean one here.
Especially at a time when there's an injury, like lots of fruits, lots of vegetables, getting good protein. Bone broth is excellent because all of when the bones are when you're making like a bone broth, you're actually taking out all of those like minerals and stuff from the bones, and then that also just helps in promoting the health of like our bodies as well. So if you have a broken bone or a ligament injury, bone broth is an excellent source to just help supplement those things that your body's actually missing at that time or needing extra of to help heal.
All right. So if you have any questions regarding ankle injuries and how to treat those, please post your questions below. And if you haven't subscribed to us yet on YouTube, do so right over that way. Have an excellent day.